It's done. Finally, the chest you've always wanted.
I have this.
Thank you.
It is done.
So proud of you.
My name is Killian, and I am 30 years old.
Perfect.
It's the best time of your life. It's fine.
Exactly. So, what are your preferred pronouns?
He, him, and they.
So, is your family supportive of your transition?
No.
Yes and no. Crystal is.
So my family entirely is not. My sister came to terms with the fact this is just how it is, and she kind of already knew. And that was honestly her later comment was like, I already knew, I just didn't want it to be a thing because the religious family already had an issue with it. And my mother, her first comment when I stated it was, well, you killed my daughter. Yeah.
Which is not fair because you're the same person you always have been.
Right. I didn't go anywhere.
You're just not the person that she thought you were.
Right.
You didn't kill anything.
Right. And that sucked.
The thing is, she wanted a person that didn't exist in the first place.
Yeah. So I actually grew up in South Texas. Well, I started in South Texas, and that was a very densely religious area on its own. So, and then we moved later on during high school into Tennessee. So that's even further south with a different kind of religious constriction. In South Texas, it was very, very Catholic. Everything was just one straightforward way. And then when we moved, everything was closer to like Baptist and I guess non-denominational, really, right? But it still was very, very conservative. And so that was already like a weird change on its own. But then at the same time, I was also moving into a place where people of color weren't entirely welcome. Also an Army brat. So then you kind of have another culture shock where you're used to at least being in an area where it's a little bit more welcoming, still structured, but not anything crazy. And then you go into an area that is not, but still very structured in a very negative manner. Yeah, if that answers some of that. I only saw or met gay or lesbian people, but I didn't understand what trans was. I knew very early on something was weird, and I was looking into things and surgeries and stuff like that. I was like, because I don't want these titties. Let's just be serious. I didn't want them, and I was like, how can I make them go away? And then as I was researching, I started realizing that I'm not the only one, and at the same time, there's actually a category for it, and you can learn from it.
And what age was that at when you realized that there was a whole community?
Oh, I think I was 19 or 20. It was much later because it was so it really genuinely didn't exist in the circles that I was in.
Yeah. When I was in 5th or 6th grade, I told my mom that I thought I was a trans boy. Because I've always been super I have a very complicated relationship with gender, and I always have. And so when I found out about that at in very early school, I told her, and she immediately was and again, giant privilege over any experience that you had because I already know. Her immediate response was being like, oh, okay, what do you want to do about that? Do you want us to go to the doctor, get you on hormones? Do you want me to start calling you he? I got scared. I was like, I haven't thought that far.
But I just wanted to talk about it.
I think I was wrong, actually, because if I wasn't wrong, if I was actually trans, then I wouldn't be scared of this, right? So I backed out. And then got into my social circles where everyone was gay and or trans and was like, never mind, there's more options. I don't have to be okay with that.
Right, and her giving you that ability to be like, okay, well, do we want to adjust your pronouns or do we want to go further? That like gave you the option to be comfortable and then search. Yeah. Whereas like when I came out to my mother, because I had to, when I started hormones and just trying to think of what direction I wanted to go, that conversation went terribly, to say the least. The fact that like the South is conservative as it is, when I was early on and transitioning, I was more androgynous, and so, you know, of course you go through that stage. However, I was with a group of friends and we decided to go to a restaurant, and everybody's like, all right, well, we're gonna go to the restroom before we order, no big deal. And one of them went into the women's restroom, and the guy was just like, well, why don't you just come in here with me? Like, it's fine, like, I'll be in here. And so we go, and I'm like already sweating because I'm freaking out. And I come out of the restroom, didn't realize that he had already came out. And an officer was standing in the front of like the restroom. And he was like, I need to talk to you. And I was just like, okay, well, now here we go. I can't do it. And he was off duty because apparently he was at a set of booths in the center of this restaurant and he had seen me. And he like got me close to his table, stood in the middle of the restaurant, berated me about who I was, if I thought I was in the right restroom. Like, it was the worst experience I had ever like dealt with in full-on embarrassment in public. And I've done some really weird things, but that was a lot. And so I learned very quickly that if I'm gonna go out in public, I know how to dehydrate myself enough to not go to the restroom. And I also know how to hold it for an extended amount of time because I was terrified. Still am, but not as bad as I was. And it's still stuck. I just, yeah. I just cannot not do it. Makes me weird.
It was like that on the trip out here too, like when we had to stop in random places.
Oh yeah. No, I'll find a bush or something, I don't care.
Do you think after you get your top surgery, that's gonna help with the trauma around using the restroom?
That, I think the top surgery will, because then I won't feel as like, okay, like this is gonna be noticeable and then that's gonna be, you know, and just kind of like the layers, but also moving to an area that really has kind of opened the door to allow me to be myself and then kind of move through the world like I should have been able to prior.
How are you feeling?
Nervous but excited. More excited now than I was.
Yeah. You guys are so cute.
I'm just setting you up here with a COVID consent form. And then I'll need you to fill it out as well as a caregiver.
Right, so this is Killian. We're going to be doing a bilateral double incision chest reconstruction with free nipple grafts. They prefer a male chest and no preference for incisions.
Fantastic. Can I see my intake, please, with my notes?
Yeah, it's right here.
We're going to be making a male chest with nipples for you. Questions?
No.
Awesome.
Pretty straightforward.
Thank you. So we're going to do our measurements.
Okay.
And after we do our measurements, we'll then take you back to the operating room, okay? So I'll have you stand up over here, please. Things are going to go fantastic.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
I trust you.
Thank you. People think top surgery or changing the gender of the chest is just a mastectomy. It is not just a mastectomy. What we're going to be doing today is creating shape, form, and physique. How do we do that? We're going to use artistry. We're going to use our knowledge of anatomy, our knowledge of physiology to create the male form. If all I was doing was cutting tissue out, I will leave this patient botched with an indentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change the gender to make it congruent with the identity. Let's do it. Welcome to the operating room, guys. It's time for a male chest. What are we going to do? Look over here. Remove the tissue, sculpt the chest, remove the nipple, resize them, reshape them, reattach them. Let's do it. We have a custom nipple marker that we had made for us. This helps me get the most circular nipple in the best shape. Next up is we're going to cut around the nipple and we're going to remove it from its attachments. People forget that the person we're operating on is a whole person. They get focused on just the part they're doing and the part that's exposed by the drapes. What you have to remember is there's a whole entire life, entire story, somebody's son, daughter, somebody's family member who is covered up right now that we have to keep in mind and think about as we're working the case. People lose their humanity in surgery when they forget we're operating on people. We're not just operating on anatomy. Okay, great. Now we're going to clip the tissues together or put them back. We're doing drainless surgery today, no drains. All right, guys, we did it. Male chest, look over here. Remove the tissue, sculpt it, move the nipples, male nipples. Come look over here. Another one. Nipples line up, incisions line up, contour is masculine. Bring it up, Joe. That's right, one chest. You did awesome, my friend. Okay, I'm gonna see you for your post-op, okay? You take care, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Killian, right? Come on back. How we doing? Real sore? I'd be surprised if you weren't. Right this way, you two. My name is Grace. I'm one of Dr. Sajan's PAs. I'm going to be helping out with your appointment today, okay? Sure. And we're going to be right in here. And you've already met Adrian, correct? Yep. Okay, fantastic. Welcome, welcome. Only other person I need to introduce you to is Tina. She's going to be joining us. Okay, how's this feeling?
Like tense.
Yes, tight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Super normal. Is it manageable? Are we having a lot of pain, or is it just like a, hey, I know something happened here?
Not as bad as I was expecting it to be.
I like that. I like that. That's a good answer.
I think the only thing that like may make it a little more awkward is the extra padding on it. But
Guess what? We're done with that today.
yeah.
Yeah. I know it's gonna be good.
Oh.
Feels pretty good, huh?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guess
I
what's
don't know how
gonna
to
be?
describe that.
That's gonna be even better.
Oh, look at it.
Thank you, Tina.
Oh. Man, I love it. I wouldn't have thought that was possible. I love it.
You look perfect.
Oh, I love it. And we haven't even taken those off yet.
Yeah, we haven't even taken those off yet. You look so good. You look so good.
Thank you.
I'm crying.
He is so good.
So good. That's amazing.
Man.
Yeah, shoot. Everything looks healthy. Your skin is perfect. Last little tug here, okay? You're done.
That's also satisfying.
Yep, not too bad, huh?
Would you just look at it?
Yeah.
You look so good, babe.
Oh, I don't even have to cover my nipples anymore.
We did that for you, huh?
No sensor needed.
Mm-mm.
Looks really good.
Ah,
Amazing.
love it.
Right there. Perfect. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Fits a little better without the foam, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Well, then we will see you then, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Take care of you too.
Hi, come on back. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good, we'll take it. Right this way. All right, we are just gonna be right around this little corner today. Perfect, happy 1 week. Come on in, you're good. We'll take a look at everything together. Right on. Very good. You look good. I'm just feeling to make sure we don't have any fluid in here. Everything looks perfect. Feel free to pop on over there and take a look at it real quick.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Right? That's crazy for 1 week. Yeah. I think that you are just exactly where you need to be right now. Good. Well, this looks perfect, okay? No fluid whatsoever. A little bit of swelling. It's still going to shrink in a little bit. But for 1 week out, you are killing it, my friend. You look very good. I know. Keep it up. All right. I'm going to give this shirt back to you. This should not hurt at all. It'll be super easy, like taking an earring out. I will talk to you about what we see and why we see it. First things first, it's perfect. So you're totally good. There's no concern right now, okay? This is intact around the edges. It's attached in the middle and it's got pink undertones, so we know that it's got good blood supply. Those are the 3 things I care about. Got them all, okay?
Okay, cool.
Very good. You ready for the other side?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. You okay?
Yeah.
Very good. And this one's perfect as well. We've got one more trim and then you are free. All done. Very good. Very, very good. They're perfect. So exact same thing right here, okay? Feel free to pop up and take a look. It's gonna feel a lot more like your chest now that you don't have any weird things on you anymore, okay? Perfect.
Hi, how we doing? Nice to see everybody. Hey, Killian. We'll take a gentle look. I know we had some hiccups, and we're going to see how things are settling, okay? You look amazing. Wow, you look ripped. Awesome. All right, let's take a look and see. Have you had any drainage past 24 hours?
A little bit on this one, but it seems to have closed up a bit more too.
Can I have gauze, please? Your incisions are healing really well. Your body rejected a couple sutures, my friend, and that's why you have a little open spot there. And nothing to worry about. There's a little opening there. That's from a pop suture. It'll just scab over in a couple days, okay? Your body rejected this one at the end, so we're just going to gently trim it. We're not taking it out, we're just trimming it. The suture right there that was rejected. And this side's doing. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes people's more active side will have a few more issues because they move a little bit more so they can pop a stitch.
Ah, that makes more sense.
That's right. Your left side looks perfect, it's healing really well. It's just the right side. You popped a stitch here and a small one over there. All right, bud. Great. Go ahead and have a seat. So everything looks super. You're doing very well. I want to check on you in 3 weeks, just to make sure these little scab areas healed over. There's nothing to do, they look fine. There's no blood, there's no fluid, there's no infection. You're looking great. The cut, the shape, the chisel, your chest is just right. Yes, 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 yes. The nipple scabs you have will fall off in about another week.
Okay.
For the next 3 weeks, I want you to take it easy, but you can go back to gentle exercise. I don't want you to lift more than 20 pounds.
Okay.
Try to limit moving your arms above your head because you can stretch the scars. Because the right side is a little bit more sensitive to the sutures, I want to limit your mobility as far as stretching above your head for 3 more weeks.
Okay.
You're clear to shower. I wouldn't go in sitting water though yet.
Okay.
Everything else looks super.
I did have a question about the swelling on this side.
Yes.
Is that normal?
Very normal. That will get better. You can see it's a little bit more bruised.
Mhm.
Sometimes one side just swells more than the other.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about there.
Just checking.
It's from the liposuction. It's fine.
Okay.
Cool. Any other questions?
No.
All right. So let's follow up in 3 weeks. You're doing great. You'll be cleared for all activity.
Okay. Cool.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Through the course of my 10 years, all the research I had did, no one ever felt just right, you know? So like in Nashville, there is a couple of surgeons that are now specifically in the trans, like cosmetic surgery area. But even then, like you kind of question the validity of a lot of things and the safety there. When I found out we were gonna be able to move over here, I was starting to go through all the doctors, starting to go through everything, and literally the only one who had anything written out, as much reviews and positive feedback from people that have met him, was Dr. Sajan, you know? And that, like, I was like, okay, no, now we're at a spot where you got somebody who has done this for a while, who is gonna be positive and take care of the presentation, but also take care of you. And so that's, once I like hit it, I was just like, that's the one. I'm gonna wait, that's the one.
So your surgery is next week?
Yes.
How are you feeling about it?
Slightly mortified, but not because of the like lack of care or anything in that manner. It literally is because I genuinely didn't believe that I would have the chance to not have to deal with my chest or any dysphoria, anything else. I'm sure I'll feel great, but I'm still processing the fact that I get to do something that is for me and that is a form of self-care. Like I'm actually bringing myself to the spot that I want. That's why I'm scared.
Well, and have you had any major or any surgery at all before?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think wisdom teeth count, but.
No.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Big
I would
step.
be hella nervous.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, it's big.
It's not even just self-care either. At this point, you're self-love. This is an act of love for yourself, because like care would imply maintenance, you know, like a regular routine.
It's fair.
This is love. Like,
I
this is the first step in a long process, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. I love that. This small group of people has brought me to a spot where I'm comfortable with myself. And knowing that each of them is also going to be there through my recovery just makes me feel a lot better about it entirely, because I don't think that I could comfortably get through it by myself and be okay. Okay, so I had a friend that did this a little over 10 years ago, and not with Dr. Sajan. It was some other doctor in another state in the South, so we already have that answer, right? And he, I would say like closer to 5 years in, couldn't feel from under the incision up to his collarbone. So like, and I am still within the first month of recovery and actually have feeling in and around, like around the incision. So that's even more than I would have ever expected at any point. And I'll take it. I'll take it, even with, you know, 2 off mishaps that shouldn't have happened together, but my body is what it is. I'll take it. Got some chips. Oh, I can't reach it. And then I do that. That's a thing
The
that happens.
struggle is real. It's okay, because you didn't lift your arms.
See? It's fine. It's fine. After 2.5 months after surgery, actually. I am so happy that I had the team that I did with Dr. Sajan in his office. They were willing to answer any questions, no matter what time it was, and it made the process so much easier, even though there was some allergic reactions and things like that, but they were willing to help out, and it was awesome. And I wouldn't be able to move as much if I wouldn't have had the direction or the opportunity to talk to someone when I needed to.
How has top surgery changed my life? I would say that it's finally given me a sense of freedom. I don't feel like I have to constantly hide and wear a binder or any sort of compression top. I can quite literally just put a shirt on, and it is one less thing that caused me so much anxiety that I don't have to deal with now. I don't have to worry if I'm meeting someone for the first time and first impression feels like they're staring at my chest, even if they're not, and me wondering how that's going to alter that perception that they have. It has literally calmed my anxiety and made me more comfortable. I feel like I could do so much more, and saying thank you to Dr. Sajan for
I'll see you in 3 months.
helping me find this spot with myself in my life, and also just doing amazing work to where I don't feel like I have to worry as much. It still takes some time to understand that my chest isn't what it was before, but I'm comfortable now. I'm comfortable, and I can look forward to other things now, and I don't know, it's just beautiful.